Commander Park Hae-jin stood at the massive window of her hidden office deep within the asteroid belt. She watched as construction robots worked on another massive warship. This was humanity's biggest secret, Project Shadowfleet. "Status report," she said to Captain Kim Do-hyun, who had just entered her office. "All systems are working perfectly, Commander," said Kim. "The new stealth coating makes our ships invisible to all known alien scanning methods. They really think we only have those small patrol ships near Earth." Park smiled. For 20 years, humans had been building these ships in secret. While the aliens saw Earth's small space stations and basic ships, they couldn't see the real fleet hidden in special shipyards throughout the solar system. "How many ships are ready now?" asked Park. "We have finished 300 battleships and 1,000 fighter craft," replied Kim. "All of them are using our most advanced technology. The aliens would be shocked to see what we really have." Park remembered the day Earth's leaders had made this plan. They knew aliens would find Earth someday. Instead of showing their real strength, they decided to look weak. This way, they could prepare without anyone knowing. The commander walked to her desk and picked up a tablet. It showed images from Earth's public space fleet, old-looking ships that were actually empty shells. These fake ships fooled the aliens perfectly. "The Taraxians think we're still learning how to travel between planets," Kim said with a small laugh. "If they knew we could build ships that could jump across the galaxy in seconds." "That's exactly what we want them to think," Park said. She looked at another screen showing the Taraxian ships orbiting Earth. "Let them believe we're harmless." Just then, Lieutenant Ba walked in with urgent news. "Commander, the Taraxians are starting to place more warships near Mars. They're getting bolder." Park nodded calmly. This was expected. The aliens always did this before they tried to take over a planet. But Earth was ready. She turned to her officers. "Show me the new weapon systems." Kim pressed some buttons, and a hologram appeared. It showed their latest invention, energy weapons that could cut through any known alien shield. They had tested them in secret, far from any watching eyes. "The best part," Kim explained, "is that we made these look simple on the outside. Even if they saw our ships, they wouldn't know how powerful they really are." Park walked through the hologram, studying every detail. 20 years of secret work had given Earth amazing technology. They had weapons the Taraxians couldn't imagine, shields that could stop any attack, and engines that could cross vast distances in moments. "What about our people on Earth?" asked Ba. "It must be hard for them to pretend we're so far behind." "They understand what's at stake," Park replied. "Every human knows their part. When we welcome Taraxian visitors, we show them old computers. When they inspect our factories, they see only basic machines. Everyone plays their role perfectly." She looked out at the shipyards again. Another massive ship was nearly complete. Its dark hull would make it invisible against space's blackness. Inside, it held weapons and technology that would amaze even the most advanced alien races. "Soon," Park said quietly, "they'll learn never to judge humans by what they see on the surface." Kim and Ba nodded. They all knew the Taraxians would make their move soon. But when that day came, humanity would be ready. Their secret fleet would show the aliens their biggest mistake, thinking humans were weak. As Park watched her officers leave, she smiled again. The facade was working perfectly. Let the Taraxians think they were dealing with a simple, young species. The truth would surprise them all. Lieutenant Han Mayray sat in her dimly lit office, studying files about the Taraxian Empire. What she found made her hands shake. On her screen, she saw pictures of planets the aliens had conquered. Each world told the same story. "Defense Minister Choi," she called through the secure line. "You need to see this right away." Within minutes, Defense Minister Choi Ta-young entered the room. His face was serious as he looked at Han's screen. "They do this every time," Han explained, pointing to the images. "First, they act friendly. Then they ask for small things. Finally, they take over completely. They've done this to 12 other worlds. Choi nodded slowly. And now they're starting the same pattern with Earth. Just yesterday, the Taraxians had demanded to place observation posts on Earth. They called it a cultural exchange, but Han knew better. It was the first step toward control. That's not all, Han continued. She showed more files. Look at what happened to planets that tried to fight back with basic weapons. The Taraxians destroyed them completely. Good thing our real weapons aren't basic at all, Choi said quietly. The office door opened again. Captain Kang walked in, holding a tablet. Minister, they're making more demands. They want to put their ships in Earth's orbit to protect us from pirates. Choi almost laughed. Pirates, they probably hired themselves. Han brought up another screen. It showed Taraxian ships moving closer to Earth each day. They thought they were being clever, but Earth's hidden sensors saw everything. How are our people handling the pressure? Choi asked. Everyone's playing their part perfectly, Kang reported. When Taraxian inspectors visit our space stations, our crews act nervous and untrained. They really believe we can barely fly our ships. Han typed on her keyboard, showing more data. But their demands are getting bigger. Last week, they wanted to check our defense systems. Yesterday, they asked to place soldiers in our major cities. Today, they want access to our resource centers. They're moving faster than we expected, Choi said, his face serious. Contact Commander Park. Tell her to prepare the fleet. We might need it sooner than we planned. Just then, Han's computer beeped with an urgent message. Her eyes widened as she read it. Sir, they're starting to threaten smaller nations, she said. They told Indonesia to accept their soldiers, or else. Choi stood straighter. They're testing us, seeing how Earth's nations respond to threats. Should we show them our real strength now? Kang asked. Not yet, Choi replied. Let them think their plan is working. Let them think we're scared and weak. The more confident they become, the more surprised they'll be when we reveal the truth. Han looked at more incoming data. The Taraxians were gathering more ships near Jupiter. They thought their movements were secret, but Earth's hidden sensors saw everything. Send word to all Earth governments, Choi ordered. Tell them to keep acting scared. Accept some small demands, refuse others. Make it look real. As Han sent the messages, she thought about all the worlds the Taraxians had conquered. Those planets hadn't been ready. They hadn't spent 20 years preparing in secret. They hadn't built a hidden fleet that could defeat any enemy. But Earth had done all these things. And soon, very soon, the Taraxians would learn their lesson. How long should we wait? Kang asked. Choi looked at the images of Taraxian ships gathering near Earth. Not long now. Let them make the first big move. Let them think they have us trapped. That's when we'll show them what humanity can really do. Han smiled as she sent the last message. The Taraxians thought they were the hunters. They didn't realize they were walking into humanity's carefully laid trap. Colonel Yoon Sang-ho watched his screen as 500 Taraxian warships appeared near Earth's moon. The aliens thought this show of force would frighten humanity. They didn't know about the 1,000 human ships waiting in secret, hidden by advanced technology. High Commander Vex's face appeared on all screens across Earth. His cold, reptilian eyes looked down at what he thought was a helpless planet. People of Earth, Vex said, his voice deep and threatening. Your time of independence is over. You will join the Taraxian Empire or face destruction. You have 24 hours to surrender. In the hidden command center deep under the Pacific Ocean, Colonel Yoon smiled. Everything was going according to plan. The aliens had finally made their big move. Colonel, a voice called. It was Captain Kang, entering the command center. All hidden fleet units report ready. Should we begin moving them into position? Yes, Yoon replied. But keep them cloaked. Let the Taraxians think their threats are working. Above Earth, the alien ships spread out in an attack formation. They thought they were being clever, but Earth's hidden sensors watched their every move. Colonel Yum could see exactly where each enemy ship was and what weapons they carried. Defense Minister Choi's face appeared on a secure screen. "Colonel, status report." "Everything is ready, sir," Yun said. "Our ships are moving into position. The Taraxians don't suspect anything. They think their sensors would detect any large fleet movements." "Excellent," Choi replied. "Admiral Lee is preparing to give them our official response. She'll play her part perfectly, make them think we're terrified and considering surrender." Just then, Lieutenant Han appeared on another screen. "Sir, we're detecting more Taraxian ships arriving. They're bringing their whole attack fleet." "Good," Yum said. "The more ships they bring, the more they'll lose when we spring our trap." The colonel watched as his hidden ships took their places. Some moved behind Earth's moon. Others hid in the shadow of Mars. Many more waited in special hiding spots throughout the solar system. Each ship carried weapons more powerful than anything the Taraxians had ever seen. "Message from Admiral Lee," Captain Kang announced. "She's about to begin her performance." On the main screen, they watched as Admiral Lee Ji-1 stood before the alien communication feed. She looked nervous and afraid. Exactly what the Taraxians expected. "High Commander Vex," she said, her voice shaking perfectly. "Please, we need more time to consider your demands. Our people are frightened. We've never faced anything like this before." Vex laughed, just as they had predicted he would. "You have 24 hours. No more. Submit to our rule, or we will show you why the Taraxian Empire has never lost a war." The screen went dark. In the command center, everyone smiled. The aliens had no idea they were about to lose their first war. "All ships report final positioning complete," Captain Kang said. Colonel Yun nodded. "Now we wait. Let them think their ultimatum is working. Let them believe we're desperately trying to decide whether to surrender." He looked at the tactical display showing all the hidden human ships in position. Soon, very soon, the Taraxians would learn that giving humanity an ultimatum was the biggest mistake they had ever made. "Send word to all fleet commanders," Yun ordered. "When Admiral Lee gives the signal, we will show the aliens exactly what humanity can do." They thought they were forcing us to surrender. Instead, they'd given us the perfect chance to strike. The 24 hours were almost up. Admiral Lee Ji-1 stood on the bridge of what the Taraxians thought was Earth's best ship, an old, weak vessel that could barely reach Mars. In reality, it was just an empty shell hiding powerful weapons inside. "High Commander Vex," she called through the communication system. "Earth has made its decision." The alien leader's face appeared on the screen. He looked pleased, thinking he had won without a fight. "You are wise to surrender, Admiral. The Taraxian Empire will be gentle with your people." Lee lowered her head, appearing defeated. "Before we submit, may I ask one thing?" "Speak quickly," Vex said. "Have you ever heard the human saying, 'Don't judge a book by its cover'?" Vex looked confused. At that moment, Lee pressed a hidden button on her command chair. Across the solar system, 1,000 hidden ships turned off their cloaking devices at once. Captain Kang Ji-hai led the first wave. Her ships appeared behind the Taraxian fleet like ghosts becoming real. They were huge, black warships with weapons the aliens had never seen before. On his command ship, Vex's eyes went wide with shock. "Impossible. Our sensors showed no ships of this size in your system." "That's because we didn't want you to see them," Lee said, smiling now. "For 20 years, we prepared for this moment. We knew someday an alien empire would try to conquer Earth. So we hid our real strength and waited." More human ships appeared. They came from behind moons and asteroids, from secret bases on Mars, and from hidden shipyards across the solar system. Each one was bigger and more powerful than anything the Taraxians had. "This is your chance to leave peacefully," Lee said. "Take your fleet and go. Tell your empire that Earth is not weak. We are not easy prey." But Vex was too angry to think clearly. "Attack," he shouted to his fleet. "Destroy them all." The Taraxian ships fired their weapons, but their shots hit empty space. The human ships moved too fast, using technology the aliens didn't understand. Captain Kang's voice came through the command channel. All ships, defensive positions. Show them what we can really do. Earth's ships moved like dancers in space. Their dark hulls absorbed enemy fire like it was nothing. Their shields, hidden for so long, proved far stronger than anything the Taraxians had ever faced. Final warning, Lee announced to the alien fleet. Retreat now, or face the consequences of your mistake. In answer, Vex ordered his ships to fire again. This time, they used their strongest weapons. They expected to see human ships explode. Instead, Earth's warships didn't even scratch. Very well, Lee said quietly. Captain Kang, you may begin. The human fleet moved into attack position. Weapons that had been tested in secret for years powered up for the first time in real battle. The Taraxians were about to learn why humanity had worked so hard to keep these ships hidden. Vex's confident smile was gone now. For the first time, he understood his terrible mistake. He had thought he was hunting easy prey. Instead, he had walked into a trap set by a species far more dangerous than he had imagined. The battle for Earth was about to begin, but it would not go the way the Taraxians had planned. Major Song Minjai led her squadron of fighters toward the Taraxian fleet. Her ships looked small, but they carried Earth's most advanced weapons. The aliens were about to learn what 20 years of secret preparation really meant. All squadrons, attack pattern Delta, she ordered. Her pilots moved their ships into position. They had practiced this attack thousands of times in hidden training zones beyond Neptune. The Taraxian ships fired first. Their energy beams lit up space like lightning. But Earth's ships were too fast, too agile. Major Song watched as her pilots dodged every shot, just as they had trained to do. Squadron 2, target their main weapons, she commanded. Squadron 3, disable their engines. Remember your training. Earth's fighters swooped in close to the huge alien warships. The Taraxians tried to track them with their weapons, but the human ships seemed to disappear and reappear at will. Their stealth systems made them almost impossible to hit. On the main command ship, High Commander Vex was shouting orders. How are they moving so fast? Why can't our weapons lock onto them? Major Song's squadron fired their first real attack. Small missiles shot from their ships, easily passing through the Taraxian shields. The aliens had never seen weapons like these before. Their defense systems didn't even recognize them as threats until it was too late. Direct hits confirmed, one of Song's pilots reported. Their main weapons are shutting down. Across the battlefield, more Earth ships joined the fight. Captain Kang's larger warships moved forward, their black hulls absorbing enemy fire without damage. They launched waves of fighters, filling space with more ships than the Taraxians thought Earth could possibly have. This is impossible, Vex screamed as another of his ships lost power. You were supposed to be primitive. Your technology was basic. Admiral Lee's voice came through all channels. We showed you what we wanted you to see. You thought we were weak, so we let you think that. Now you know the truth. Major Song watched as her squadrons disabled more enemy ships. The Taraxians were fighting hard, but they were confused and scared. Nothing was working the way they expected. Their weapons couldn't hit the human ships. Their shields couldn't stop Earth's attacks. Their sensors couldn't track the human fighters that seemed to appear from nowhere. Major, Captain Kang called through the secure channel. Target their command ships now. End this quickly. Song led her squadron toward the largest Taraxian vessels. These were supposed to be the strongest ships in their fleet, but against Earth's real technology, they seemed slow and clumsy. How? Vex demanded as more of his ships lost power. How did you hide all this? We learned from Earth's history, Admiral Lee answered. The strongest position is the one your enemy doesn't know about. We kept our real fleet secret because we knew someday someone like you would come. Major Song's fighters launched their special weapons, devices that could shut down any Taraxian system. More alien ships went dark, their crews trapped inside without power. The battle was almost over. The mighty Taraxian fleet, which had conquered so many worlds, was being defeated by ships they hadn't even known existed an hour ago. "Admiral," Song reported, "enemy ships are starting to retreat. Should we stop them?" "Let them go," Lee ordered. "Let them tell their empire what happened when they thought Earth would be an easy target." Major Song watched as the remaining Taraxian ships fled. They had come expecting an easy victory over a weak planet. Instead, they had found humanity's hidden strength. And this was only the beginning. Commander Park Hae-jin stood at her command station, watching as Earth's victory spread across space. The Taraxian fleet wasn't just losing a battle, they were losing their entire empire. "Send the signal," she ordered. "Lieutenant Han, show the galaxy what the Taraxians really are." Lieutenant Han Mirai pressed a button, and thousands of messages shot across space. They carried proof of everything the Taraxians had done to other worlds. Every broken promise, every cruel attack, every conquered planet, all of it now spread to every corner of their empire. "Messages are being received," Han reported. "Colonies are responding. The Taraxian Empire is falling apart." On the main screen, they watched as planet after planet declared independence. The Taraxians had ruled through fear, making everyone think they were the strongest power in space. Now everyone could see them running away from Earth's ships. "Commander," a voice called. It was Colonel Yoon. "Our fleet reports that the remaining Taraxian ships are in full retreat. They're abandoning their positions all across the solar system." Park nodded. "Track them. Make sure they don't try to hide nearby and come back later." Earth's hidden sensors, now working at full power, watched the alien ships flee. Some went to their home world. Others disappeared into deep space. But none of them stayed to fight anymore. Lieutenant Han's screen lit up with new messages. "Commander, we're getting calls from other species. They want to talk to Earth. They want to know how we defeated the Taraxians so easily. Tell them Admiral Lee will speak with them soon," Park said. "But first, we need to make sure the Taraxians understand their mistake completely." She turned to another screen, where Captain Kim Do-hyun was waiting. "Captain, is the demonstration ready?" Kim nodded. "Yes, Commander." "Should I proceed?" "Do it." On screens across the galaxy, everyone watched as Earth showed more of its hidden power. Special ships appeared near each Taraxian military base. They used weapons that could shut down any technology the aliens had. Within hours, the mighty Taraxian war machine was completely stopped. "Message from their capital world," Han announced. "They're asking for peace talks. Their leaders want to surrender officially." Park smiled. The plan had worked perfectly. By pretending to be weak, Earth had drawn the Taraxians into a trap. By hiding their real strength, they had won without destroying their enemy completely. "Commander," Colonel Yoon called. "The other worlds that were under Taraxian control, they're asking for Earth's protection. They want us to help them stay free." "Tell them we will help," Park said. "But not by conquering or controlling. We'll show them a better way. We'll teach them how to defend themselves." Around Earth, the hidden shipyards were now visible to everyone. They showed how humanity had prepared so well, building their strength in secret while letting everyone think they were weak. "Incoming message from Defense Minister Choi," Han said. "He says it's time for the next phase." Park looked at the galaxy map. The Taraxian Empire was breaking apart. The species they had ruled were becoming free. And humanity had shown everyone that looking weak didn't mean being weak. "Send word to all fleet commanders," she ordered. "The time for hiding is over. Now we show the galaxy what humanity can really do, not through fear like the Taraxians, but through strength and wisdom combined." 1 year after the Great Battle, Admiral Lee Ji-won stood in the new Galactic Council chamber on Earth. Representatives from 50 different worlds sat around her, including some former Taraxian colonies. They had come to discuss peace and cooperation, not conquest and fear. Earth welcomes all of you, Lee said, looking at the alien delegates. Today we begin a new chapter in galactic history. Captain Kim Do-hyun sat nearby, managing the advanced security systems that protected the meeting. Earth no longer needed to hide its technology, but they kept some secrets. They had learned that lesson well. We remember how the Taraxians ruled, said a delegate from a freed world. They took what they wanted through force. How will Earth be different? Lee smiled. We don't want to rule anyone. We want to help everyone grow stronger together. That's why we're sharing some of our technology with trusted allies. In space above Earth, ships from many worlds train together. Major Saw Minji was teaching other species how to defend their planets, but she only taught them defensive systems, not the powerful weapons Earth had developed. Earth's strength came from patience and wisdom, Lee continued. We spent years preparing in secret, not because we wanted to trick anyone, but because we needed to be ready. Now we want to help others be ready too. Through the council chamber's windows, they could see the new Stellar Defense Academy. There, Earth's best officers taught other species about space travel, defense systems, and peaceful cooperation. It was Captain Kang Ji-hai's idea, a way to make the galaxy safer for everyone. What about the Taraxians? Another delegate asked. Their empire is gone, but they still have their home world. We're watching them, Lee explained. They're learning that conquest isn't the only way to live. Someday, if they change, they might join this council too. Commander Park Hae-jin, now Earth's chief of defense technology, entered the chamber with exciting news. The new defense network is ready, she announced. All member worlds can now be protected by Earth's shield technology. The delegates cheered. This was what made Earth different from the Taraxians. Earth used its power to protect others, not to control them. Lieutenant Han Mei-rei, who had first discovered the Taraxians' cruel history, now worked to help freed worlds rebuild. We found more colonies that want to join our alliance, she reported. They see how we work together and want to be part of it. Admiral Lee nodded. This was the future they had hoped for when they first built their hidden fleet. Not an empire ruled by fear, but an alliance built on trust and mutual protection. Earth's greatest strength wasn't our ships or weapons, Lee told the council. It was our ability to wait, to plan, and to use our power wisely. Now we want to teach others to do the same. As the meeting ended, Lee looked at the stars through the chamber ceiling. Somewhere out there, other species might be planning to conquer worlds, just as the Taraxians had. But now they would find something different, planets ready to defend themselves, species working together, and Earth watching over them all. The galaxy has changed, she said to Commander Park as they left the chamber. And this time, we didn't change it through fear or force. We changed it by showing everyone a better way. Earth had proved that being strong didn't mean being cruel. That was the real victory, not defeating the Taraxians, but creating a new future where species helped each other grow stronger together.